So scatter plot. So right here, so this we can do scatter plot differentiated by the categorical variables, and then we can apply color and size. Okay, size can be a numeric variable. So based on the value of the numeric variable, the marker size can be small or big. And the color of the marker can be different for different categories. So smokers, one color, non-smokers, a different color. Okay. So here is the basic tips by so I'm going to, so we are now defining color map. Okay, this is simply a list of different colors. Okay. So we're going to be using that list a little later. Okay. So now we have, up to this, it is the same as before, right? You have tip on the x-axis, total bill on the y-axis, data comes from there. Now, suppose we want to use different colors for based on with different variables, so time. So tips df time, okay. So it has two ways. Okay, let's do unique here. There are two possible values, dinner and lunch, right? So we want to apply one color for dinner and one color for lunch, right? So if we don't have this part, okay, if we don't have this part, so it's going to be all same color, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to add this, and let's see what happens here. Okay. Okay. So we're going to say now the color is going to come from this color map that we have defined. So we have defined color map. The first color, the 0 color is dark blue, 1 color is dark red, 2 is R, and so on. Okay. So if we can somehow change this dinner and lunch into 0 and 1, okay, then we can use that for our color. So if it is dinner, that will be 0, so the color will be dark blue. And if it is lunch, the number will be 1 and the color will be dark red. So we need to take this tips.time and then convert it into numbers, right? So that's what this factorize does. Okay, so now if you do PD factorize, okay, you see the date time has the time has been converted into zeros and ones. Okay. Now when you factorize, it is in a list format, so we have to do this. So that will give you these numbers. So that's what is used here. So we are using PD factorize 0th position. So that's going to supply either a 0 or a 1. 0 for dinner and 1 for lunch. All right. And then the color will come from the list that we have set up, the NPy array that we set up. So color map is not defined, so I have not run this. Okay. Now we can also, besides the color map, Okay, so here I'm using size for, size is already category by number. Size is like 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't need to factorize. So factorize is only if the variable is a categorical variable, then you have to convert it into numeric values, zeros and 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Size is already a numeric category, so you can directly use, so you don't need to do the factorize. And then the size, I'm using the tip percentage, okay, multiplied by 100. So now you see the colors represent different size of the dining group, and tip as a percentage is the size of the markers. And here is another way of doing the same thing. We can use a dictionary, and here you specify what color should be. So you need to know what the values are for the color category. So if the column has two possible values, dinner and lunch, so you say, okay, for dinner you use this color, for lunch you use that color, and then you use the C with a map. Okay, so you use the map function with the dictionary, so the dictionary will convert, it will do the factorize, but instead of converting into a number and then to a color, it's going to just assign a color directly to dinner and lunch. So then you'll have this. All right, so let's see, prepare a scatter plot between tips as percentage and total bill with day as the color, tip as the size. Okay, so let's go ahead and copy paste that, and we'll make the changes. Okay. All right, so we have tips. So total bill is your x-axis, right? And tip percent as the x-axis, I'm sorry, y-axis, and then tips data, that's your data file. Okay, so we have that part done. Okay, so if you don't have anything else, okay, so the title is going to, we don't want the title now. Use the same size. Total bill, I have a typo there. Total bill. Okay, so here is the basic chart, right? But we want the color to come from day instead of time. Now, if you want to use a dictionary, okay, we can do this in two different ways, right? You can do a factorize, or you can do a dictionary. So let's use dictionary. Okay, so we have to first use a dictionary here. So that will be for day. What are the unique values for day? We have to tips df dot day dot unique. Okay, so we have sun, right? So you give a color for sun. And then we have SAT, So give a color for that. And then we have THU, you give another color for that, let's say green. And then FRI, and you give another color, say K for black. Okay. So, and then we can use this dictionary with the map function, so that will convert the day into a particular color, and that will be assigned to C. So up to this is going to be the same color. Now we are adding the color with this. Okay, CDict, I haven't run that. Okay.